Welcome to our
Fearless Power podcast. Thanks for tuning in today. Today we're going to talk a little bit about social media because that topic is really big for us with our businesses, especially. Our own page is our own hair business, and then on top of it with our salons, and then also with us teaching our employees on how to grow themselves too as well. So we felt like it would be a really good topic because that's one thing that we always have to pivot with. It's never something that's like you do it this way, you continue doing it this way, and you just always do it this way.
It's always changing.
It's always changing.
Always changing. If it's not bi-weekly, it's like monthly, but the social media is always changing.
And how do you know, like for you guys, like how do you know when to change? What do you see that makes you say to yourself, like, okay, I have to pivot the way I'm doing this
I
right
feel
now?
like from some of the influencers that I follow, I'm like, okay, things are shifting. All right, let's try to figure it out. And I feel like the whole beauty industry is this way. I mean, I only follow a lot of hair. I don't really follow anything cooking or anything like that. So I'm sure that industry also changes a lot.
I'm sure too.
But like the hair world, it's like just for the people that are doing it, like, okay, the music is different, the reels are different, it's longer, it's more, you know, the befores and afters, or is it now the transitions, they're becoming really big again, the before and after, like boom, like 5 seconds instead of 10 seconds. So I find that I build my whole brand on Instagram. Facebook was never a huge thing for me. It's more of like finding models in the beginning of my career. I feel like I found a lot of models on Facebook, like family, friends, people you went to high school with. And then, but my real clients really came through Instagram. And like now it's TikTok. So I get a mix of Instagram and TikTok. But I find that if you're not posting, your account is dead. Especially with millions of accounts out there. So many people are doing amazing work, amazing reels, and there's professionals doing that. And now we became professionals because it's part of our job. Like now it's like another full-time job. I don't even call it a part-time job anymore. I feel like
Instagram is a full-time job.
It's a full-time
with
job.
TikTok included, and you do have to be posting on everything. Like right now, TikTok has the best audio. TikTok is what's trending first, is on there. So I think it's definitely important to be like vigilant on all of it. I think Facebook hits a different age bracket.
Yes.
Right? Like 40 maybe or 30 and above.
That's what I was going to say. Like my TikTok clients they're like 25 and under.
Yeah.
My Instagrams like are 25 and up.
Yeah.
So there's different age groups for different accounts.
Yeah, so now we have a repost app that you could post something on one and it'll post to all of them.
Right.
So it's not so much work, but it's still work regardless. Especially for us in our industry, and I'm sure it's very similar in other industries too, or anyone that's branding themselves, you have to be posting all the time.
Absolutely.
That is key. There is certain points of the day that you have to post. You have to figure out what time of the day you're getting the most engagement. Like on last Sunday, I posted at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got the most engagement on a Sunday at 12 o'clock in the afternoon than I have gotten in a while. And it's because I'm always changing. Like if I notice I'm not having a lot of engagement on a post, I'm like, okay, what do I have to do differently?
Right.
When do I have to post? So I feel like people have to pay attention to stuff like that.
Do you know that if you Google best times to post on Instagram,
it
says it and it updates it every week, the best times to post on social media? Yes, you can pick if it's Instagram, TikTok, you just literally put it in the search box and it gives you Monday through Monday, whatever it is, the times that you should post it. So that's a little hack that I've been using it for a while.
That's amazing.
Because like with the algorithm, it's changing constantly. So some days people say do not post it on Saturdays ever because apparently it's the worst days. But
because everyone's busy.
But I find that I get a lot of new clients over the weekends. So I push a lot of my new content between Saturday and Sunday because Monday everybody like went to a barbecue, now they're ready to go. They need their hair done.
Yeah.
So like now they want, like on Monday they were making phone calls.
Yeah.
And then now they saw this hair. Your client reposted. Like now they saw it. Now they're tagging you. They're DMing you. So I feel like you get a lot of engagement.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of engagement on the weekends, but people see your work. It doesn't mean they're not, just because they're not liking it doesn't mean you're not getting a client. 100%. Your photo's still being out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
I think that some people will be like, I can't build off of social media. I post and I hear a lot of like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Oh, I did
I
it
post
for a
all the
month,
time.
it's
It
not
doesn't
happening.
work. And
Yeah.
and to me, I'm like, I hear that and it's like I tried and I just am giving up. But you always have to pivot what you're doing. So for instance, like right now I'm looking at social media and I'm like, okay, what do I pay the most attention to? I pay the most attention to stuff that's funny, stuff that's educational, but educational with value, right? That's what I've been stopping on. A lot of people just post hair and that's great. Like you need to see hair too on the feed.
Right.
But I feel like what catches my eye is more like interactive right
The
now.
experience of the clients
Yes.
having it with the stylist.
Exactly.
Or vice
And
versa.
seeing the
Yeah.
stylist more.
Right.
Or the person behind the work in general, whatever area it is. So I've been trying to pivot a little bit more with my social media of like something a little bit funny with me in it so people could see the person behind the hair, something a little bit more educational because we do education. I think it's really important to
Yeah.
show that. What I've noticed that it's lacking is the value behind it. So like having like 3 key points when I'm posting an education video. What are the 3 focuses? Because when somebody looks at that video, they have to know what I'm teaching and what the person got
For
out of it.
education. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For hair, if I'm posting it, it has to be like what the person came in with, what they left with, and how they felt. Like getting their like reaction
Yeah.
or your reaction after of how you felt, so they see it's like such a great
Right.
experience. You know.
I find a quick tip that I use too. Every third post, the third or the fourth post is a picture of you or a reel of you in it.
Yeah.
That way there's constantly hair and then you at the same time.
Yeah.
So when people are booking an appointment, they know exactly what kind of personality you have, who you are, and you're showing yourself. Instagram is like a business card.
Yeah.
You know, it's a digital business card. So, and people are really booking now knowing who you are before they even sit at your chair. They already know how many kids you have. They already know everything, and people want to engage with you like that. Social media, like, it's just everything. Like, I feel like when I'm training my stylist, and I feel like my salon goes through ups and downs, so I feel like yours probably do too, that there's like a month, everybody's posting, everybody's on the reel.
Fire.
And then like there's weeks that I'm like, guys, like I need content for the salon page. Give me something, because
Yeah.
I'm like literally going through the rabbit hole trying to find an old picture of
Yeah.
your hair. So I feel like it's just constantly motivating the team to keep them from like posting it, you know, and that's a hard job.
It's
That's
another
a hard
job.
job, because even when you don't want to post it, you feel like you have to post as an owner to keep them from wanting to post as well.
Yeah, because we lead by example.
Right.
So if we're doing it, they're gonna see what we're posting too.
Right.
And they're gonna see how we pivot our posts and how we switch it up, and we're not always posting the same thing. You see more of the person behind the work. Like you said, clients want to come in and already know whose chair they're sitting in
Right.
and what their personality is like. I had a client that came in one day that was like, I see people on social media and they look so bubbly and they look so outgoing, and then you meet them in person and they're like dry, quiet, like not
They don't
that.
speak a
The
word
total
to you.
opposite. And she's like,
I have heard of that.
I love that you were the exact person that I saw
Yeah.
you were on social media,
Yeah.
because that never happens. And she's like, I find a lot of the people that I go to for beauty stuff on Instagram. So
Right.
I'm going like hoping that this person is amazing as
It's
they
cool.
are on
You
Instagram.
just saw it on Instagram.
And their
Yeah.
work might be amazing, but I'm also looking at their personality, and that stuck out to me because I do feel like some people are very outgoing in front of the camera,
Yeah.
but the second that they have a new client in their chair, they get like in their shell, you
Right.
know, they get
Yeah.
closed off and they don't express themselves as much, and that's
Let
what the
me ask you a
person's
question.
looking
Do
for.
you believe in hashtags, and do you hashtag? And how
Yes.
many hashtags you do? A lot of hashtag questions,
lot.
but I found before you answer that I used to copy and paste everything from notes, the 30 hashtags, the same time, everything. Every time I post was the same hashtags, and then somebody told me not to do that. They told
Why?
me to change it up
Why did they want you to change it up?
because
I think that's a good
because
point.
it feels that it's like a fake account. Instagram thinks it's like a fake account, so to not do 30 every time and not to do the same ones, to always change it up.
Always change
So
it,
now I
yeah.
do 10 and less. What do you do?
I just do whatever really comes to my head. I probably have about 10. Sometimes I had 20, but I had 20 when I was copy and pasting them from my notes. But they do say to switch them, and whatever the post is that you're putting up, to focus it on that. So if you're putting up
Agree.
an education post, let's just say, you're going to focus it on being an educator, hair education, You're going to focus on what's the class about extensions, let's just say. So NJ extensions, NY extensions, specialists, you know, and you want to hit those areas. You don't always want to post the same hashtags. I used to just tag like the brands that we used, like hashtag.
Yeah.
The area that I was in, and like stylist or colorist. But that doesn't really hit anybody. People are, when they're typing
what's a client searching for? It's what
specific.
Yes.
They're gonna search like
Brunette
New Jersey
balayage.
extension specialist.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to write in your hashtag. You want to write exactly what it is. Somebody told me one day, recently actually, like, where do you live? And I'm like, Montclair. They're like, okay, it's kind of like a city. You know, maybe you should start using a hashtag for Montclair because you're going to hit a lot of people in that area, and because it's more of a city and not just a town.
Okay.
You don't even realize how many people probably use that hashtag.
That's
And
right.
you don't have to just do like Essex County or New Jersey. You could really minimize it a little bit more. You could do those too, but also have like a little more of a smaller area in your hashtag too,
And
so
I
it's
feel
not
like
so broad.
the location. Do you play with the location?
I do.
People say use like the business, like restaurant, gyms, anything
Yeah.
that has like large groups of people, like the mall, the Rockaway
Yeah.
Mall. Always put that in your location, even though it's not near. It's somewhere near your salon, but it's not the same location. But
Yeah.
you're gonna attract people that are in that area with that location.
Yep,
So,
definitely. And I think that like for most people, like you said before, Instagram just becomes a job, or social media in general. So then they get, and if they're doing that job and they're not getting a lot of likes, shares, saves off of it, views, everything,
They get discouraged.
Yeah. And then they stop posting as frequently. But Instagram gravitates to you the more that you post. So
Right.
like, do you always have your story going?
Yeah, I feel like every day I post to something, even if it's something cute and little. Like I feel like my third son has been on social media, so people always want to see what's going on with him.
Yeah.
So like if I'm like it's Monday, it's cleaning day, then Zell is always in the story somehow. But like I do try to stay the days that I'm actually working.
Yeah.
I like to stay consistent with hair only, because I feel like jumping from like Denzel's preschool class to like a balayage after, it's too messy. So I do try to organize my stories.
People are
for the
just
day.
swiping at that point.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? But I do, like, if I'm doing like a family thing and then I keep it in the family for the 24 hours, and then the next day I go straight to business again. I just find that people are more engaged. I also find that people sometimes get caught up putting a lot of personal stuff and forget about the hair in the stories.
Yeah.
And stories hit so much harder than a post. Like, and I don't care that if I only get like 20 likes in a photo, because it's not about how many likes you get. It's about that inspo photo that your client's now gonna come in and be like, oh my God, you posted this. I love your work, and you're constantly renewing yourself and refreshing. So I feel like that's why a lot of my clients are with me for 8 to 10 years or whatever it is, that how long I've been doing hair, because it's always reinventing, it's always changing. There's never like a staggered part on my social media.
You're always posting
You're
new
always
stuff.
posting.
So you've been viral before.
I went viral once, I think, for one of the videos.
How do you think you went viral? How do you think it happened?
Honestly, like every person say, it's the one video that you don't think it's gonna happen, and it's unedited. It's like a full 3-minute video that was unedited. It was just uploaded to post. I mean, I don't even think there's 5 hashtags.
Did you have
in
trending
there.
audio?
No, it was literally the sounds of the salon, and it was me getting my hair cut. But I feel like the content was great. The hair was a little dry. The guy was teaching a new technique. It was also educational.
Yeah.
So we're at 900,000. Like, we're about to hit 1 million on this actual video. And because of this video, I'm gaining like 1,000 followers every 3 days.
Is that on your personal or
No,
your
it's on my
salon
hair
page?
account.
Yeah.
And so my hair account. So a lot of the comments are funny to me because it's coming from every country now, because it has targeted like everywhere. But her hair is fried. Hers is like, my hair is not fried. But I'm not taking offensive by it. I think it's hilarious, you know that. But it's great. I'm getting followers, and a lot of them are they're all hair people. So I appreciate getting followers by hairstylists.
Isn't
I
it
feel like
funny
it's
that
huge.
it's not everything that we thought it was? Like
No.
everyone's like, you need trending audio. If you have trending audio,
no.
it will go viral. And it probably will.
Yeah.
It's definitely a huge part of
Yeah.
it. But you didn't have any of that,
Nothing.
and your
It
video went viral.
It was like someone was holding my phone like this, and we just recorded, and then we just uploaded. And there was no there's no like specific time, nothing. It was uploaded. But I think the reason why it was because it was a raw footage. There was no editing. I find that the more you crop, the more that your videos are now not going to be viral, because I feel like Instagram is trying to be like TikTok. So like TikTok, you just upload, right? It's like a story, it's this and that. I feel like Instagram is pushing to be that way.
Yep.
So I feel like the more editing you have, the less your video is gonna get viewers now.
Doesn't TikTok have like certain things that you can't edit?
I don't know.
I
Like
feel
what?
Like if you do certain cuts, like you can't post it.
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't edit my videos a lot on TikTok. I am a little bit
That's
more,
what I was going to ask you. Are you editing on Reel or are you editing
I'm editing on the Reel, saving
Yeah.
into my phone, and then re-uploading on TikTok, which I also heard that it's great to edit on the actual platform you're using, because apparently it's better for them to know that you're using the app the right way.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is that it's always changing,
Always
even
changing.
for us. So like when we first opened the room, no one was really posting hair pictures yet. Like it was just starting to become a thing on Instagram.
Right.
So we were like ahead of the game. We started posting like really great hair pictures because we followed other people that inspired us, that were like top stylists or worked for a brand that we loved. And we started doing it. And because we started at that time where it wasn't as popular, we started to get more seen that
you
way.
had a big engagement at
We
that
had
time.
big engagement at that
Right.
time, but that didn't last forever, obviously, because it's always changing. So we did have to pivot, and now it's like videos are more important than just a picture.
Just the photos.
So now we had to get into making
But there's
videos.
nothing better
and
than a good photo, though. I still
I know,
post
the
photos.
cover photo I
still
love.
post photos.
the cover photo
Yeah.
is, I think, the most important, because if somebody goes to look at your feed,
Yeah.
it's
You're not like,
what are your first 5
Yeah.
rows look like?
yeah.
The first
Has to
5
be
rows,
clean.
it has to be clean.
Has
Because
to be
if
exactly
somebody
what you
goes-
specialize in.
Exactly. So I do think, like, just for everyone to know, it's really important that you always have to pivot
Right.
with it. You can never stay consistent with the one thing that you're doing, because that's not going to work anymore. It works for a time
You gotta
frame.
go with the flow of social media.
And you got to stay on top of the trend, because if you catch that TikTok video that just started trending before everybody else does, and you use that audio, you will get more views that way, because now not everyone is posting it yet.
But to that extent of the viewers, to me, it's not so much the viewers. It's like how do I get a client to come to the salon?
Oh yeah.
Right? So
Take it
people are
full
like,
circle.
oh, you care about the viewers, you care about no. Yeah, it's great when like you have like a big number out there,
Yeah.
but like at the end of the day, is it making me money? Am I getting an engagement that there is a client calling on Monday to book an appointment with me?
Yeah.
So everything I do is related to customer service, and then from when to have them come into the salon.
Yeah.
It's not so much to like become the biggest social media hair person, you know?
And just to like wrap up too, I feel like I didn't know until recently that you can only do certain things on your Instagram if you have 10K followers or above.
Oh yeah, I knew that. I knew
But
that.
we do on our.
What's the one thing that you had to be 10K? It was something with your stories. There were certain things on the stories that you couldn't get. Like some
Unless you had
features,
10K
unless you
or
had
above.
certain- Yeah.
And
yeah.
if you want to save a video that you've posted already, a reel, or somebody else's video, you could do it if you have 10K followers.
You couldn't do that before then.
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So like I went to go do it for my personal and it didn't work. I went to go do it from the room and it worked.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out that you need over 10K followers. So
Oh my goodness.
I think the more that you work on your Instagram, the more that you get out of it too.
Yes.
So the more you could grow your
Yes.
business as a stylist, as an owner,
And I find too
branding, everything.
Another tip that it's even for me when I'm looking for like a new beauty purse or a new place to eat, your location should be on your bio. Like
Yeah.
it should be like wherever you're from, East Hanover, New Jersey, you know, here's the name of your salon, here's how to book.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes it's so hard to even know where they're from because I don't know who they are. I see all this beautiful work. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, is this New Jersey? Is this like far from here? You know, and really your bio should be who you are, where you are, and what you do.
Yeah.
And how to
Simple.
book. And how to book. That's it.
Linktree.
Linktree is
Great.
like amazing. Amazing.
You can find all of it on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I think we touched on a lot today with
We
social
did.
media, there's definitely a lot of different areas of it, but for the most part, we focus on the main thing, which is how to brand yourself.
How to brand yourself and to really stay consistent with
stay
posting.
consistent.
And it's not all about how many likes and
Yep.
viewers you get. It's about how are you building your business behind the chair
Yep.
and keeping your existing clients inspired by your own work so they don't have to go look somewhere else.
That's
It's like
really
a huge
important.
thing. It's a huge thing. For
It's
me,
like when a
so.
client walks in and you don't ask them what they want to do differently with their hair.
Yeah.
You just always do the same thing. So
Right.
eventually they get fed up because they're
Yeah.
like,
They're
she
like,
just always did the same thing
oh,
and she
this-
never asked.
Right,
And they want to have new. They want
Right.
to feel beautiful.
right.
The same thing isn't always what makes them
On
feel
social
good.
media, you got to
Yeah.
keep it refreshing for them too
Yeah.
as well.
It's your portfolio.
Absolutely. Do you still pass like business cards, or do you just say, "Hey, follow me on my Instagram"?
We have business cards, but and somebody will ask me for it, I'll give it to
Right.
them.
But other than that, you're saying, "Hey, let's
Yeah.
connect on Instagram."
Here's my
That's
Instagram.
that's what I
DM
do
me,
too.
follow
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You know, if you need anything, let me know. I mean, I pre-book everyone before they leave,
Right.
but I do tell them to follow me too. Also, if I take content of them, I'm like, is it okay that I post you? What's your Instagram? I'm going to tag you.
What I tell my clients to do before. Now I'm pretty open with my text messages because I don't mind anymore if they text me. But before, when I was a commission based stylist, I have them please send me a little heart right before you go. So it will be right on top of my DM, and as soon as I was able to edit their photos, I
Yeah.
will send them to them. I also do not. Sometimes I send unedited photos, but I like to send them like the way I would like for them to repost. And then if they want me to send like the unedited, like whatever it is, fine, no problem. Here are your photos. But I always send the first 3 of what I feel like they should repost it.
And
I
then the
always,
unedited.
Yes. And then I always say, hey, babe, can you please repost on your story?
Yeah.
I would love for you to just, write me a review and repost your photo.
Yeah.
And that's how you gain a client.
That's right, girl.
So that was a
Facts.
really good one.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was. Thank
I'm
you,
gonna get
everyone.
this right.
Fearless Power Podcast. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Until next time.
Yes.